This next lady, she's a very funny girl. She is the co-producer of Dykes on Mics here in New York City. Please give it up for Amy Beckerman. Amy!
Hey, everyone. Give it up for your host, Dave Rubin, everyone. Yes, thank you. Oh, I've had a crazy day. I went and I got my eyebrows waxed this morning. Thank you. Spent $10 on myself, you know. I'm laying there, and she's waxing my eyebrows, and then she looks at me, and she's like, I'm going to give you a complimentary chin wax, okay? That's not really complimentary, bitch, you know? Like, a compliment might be nice shoes, or your vagina smells fresh. Basically, she's like, you're the hairiest Jew I've seen all week. Thank you. Really made my day. I just got back from Florida. I went to visit my grandmother in Boca Raton. Yes, so you all know my pain. Has anyone ever been there before? Yeah. South Florida. Like, I need a vacation from the vacation, okay? 10 family members go to stay with my grandmother in her one-bedroom condo. We could have each just pitched in $10 each and got a room at the Super 8. That would have made more sense. We show up, and she's so OCD. Like, we show up there, and my mother's nudging me. She's like, Grandma's like OCD. Just shut up. I'll pay you. Just deal with it for the week, you know. And she's standing there waving, and she's like, hi, guys. Can you take your shoes off outside? I just got a new doormat. Like, what? Should I take a shower before using your soap? Like, it makes no sense, you know. She lives in this old age complex called Journey's End. You think that's bad? The one across the street is called Time's Up. We're sitting there eating dinner, and it's like silent. We're just like all eating, and she hears this siren going down the street. So she's like peering through the shades, and she's like, oh, Stella's dead. It's all right, it's all right. She has an N unit in California closets. It will go quick. This is what I have to look forward to in my life, you know. Oh my God. And then she's like, Amy, I signed you up for a water aerobics class at Sunrise. I don't even go to the gym. I would have burned more calories eating a steak and cheese sub and flexing my Kegels. And then she wants me to go with her to buy her first cell phone. You know, I'm like, Grandma, you're 85 years old. Is this really necessary at this point in your life? And she's like, listen, I just want to keep in touch with everyone in case there's an emergency. Who is she, James Bond? You know? Because if my car is flipped over in a ravine and I only have one bar of service, I'm not calling old Bobby. You know, she can't even find the phone. We're late to the early bird, you know. And she's like rummaging through her underwear drawer, like under bubble wrap and girdles. She's like, I don't know where my phone is. I don't know what's going on. I'm like, what is the problem? Like, where did you put it? She's like, I hid it. I don't want anyone to steal my phone. Like, that's just what a home burglar wants, a refurbished cell phone you get free with Sprint. You know? Oh, my family's crazy. They're crazy, crazy people. My parents would have been married 30 years this year. Would have. But my mother calls me up. She's like, listen, you know, I think 30 years is just too long. And a divorce is just too expensive. So your father and I are just going to become roommates. Like, good plan, Mom, you know? And she's already moved on. She's met a nice guy. He's a young 50. They met on Facebook. You know, that's fine. I'm happy for her. Like, congratulations, Mom. Here's the problem. I searched Craigslist for 3 years straight. And all I meet is an African tranny that had a sex change on a sand dune. Okay? You know, I was talking to her the other day, and she's like, oh, I got a part-time job. I'm like, oh, congratulations, Mom. I'm like, where are you working? She's like, oh, a law firm. 50% off divorces. You know? Like, how much of a Jew do you have to be to take a job like that for the discount, you know? Like, what's next? She needs, like, a colonoscopy, so she's gonna date the proctologist, you know? It's crazy. Really, really crazy. But my father, growing up was tough. You know, my parents didn't have a lot of money, and my dad would take these crazy jobs just to like make money for the family. I remember my junior year of high school, they always had those like pull tabs on the bulletin boards, like make money quick this summer. My father would pull those tabs. Next thing you know, he's selling Tiger Beat subscriptions door to door with Ashley from Homeroom. Didn't really make much money, but he did help raise money to get the special ed class 2 new computers. But then senior year, he takes a job as a limo driver, which is fine, not normal, but fine, until he shows up as the driver to my prom. Like, that's a clam jam you can't really get yourself out of. He's in the limo and he's snapping open that window. He's like, "It's prom, I love you. I remember the day we were in Walmart and you got your period for the first time." And my date's like, "Who is this guy?" I'm like, "My dad." It's my dad. But then when prom season was over and there was really no work, he took a job at the local escort service driving the girls around. Like, there's 3 prostitutes in like the 3-mile radius of my town, okay? Courtney, Trishelle, and my cousin Jessica. And he's driving them around town like a soccer mom, you know? But there's nothing like sitting there on a Sunday morning at the kitchen table and eating lox, eggs, and onions, and my dad's on the phone and he's like, "I told you the Dominican has the day off on Tuesdays and she doesn't do anal." Like, that's my childhood. What was right? What was right? So I'm really excited. I'm in a new relationship. Thank you. Thank you. We've been together for a few months, but we're basically married. She put me on her Blockbuster account. There's quite an age difference between us. She's actually 18 years older than I am. I know, it's a long time. It's kind of an age difference. So she graduated high school in 1984, and that was also the year that I was born. And that was also the year that Michael Jackson came out with Thriller. So one day we were sitting there, I'm like, "Oh, so you were doing the moonwalk." And I was learning to walk. Oh, it's really crazy. But that's like being 18 years old and saying, "A baby was born today that will one day tie me up and lick mustard off my nipples." I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. I don't tie her up. That's disgusting. It's honey mustard. Come on. It's honey mustard. But, you know, I'm not really into PDA, but I find that, you know, I'm okay with it now because people just think I'm being really affectionate with my mother. I'm such a motherfucker. Yeah, but we're thinking about adopting. There's so much, you know, there's so much that goes into that, so much paperwork, there's home visits, it's like stressful, you know, we're having trouble deciding. She wants a Chihuahua, I want a Shih Tzu. It's a lot. It's just a lot for me. So does anyone have that friend who has lost a lot of weight and now they're just a douchebag? Anyone? That's me. I recently had weight loss surgery. It's called a, thank you, I'm lazy, thank you. It's called a lap band. Basically, they put a band around your stomach, so if you eat too much, you throw up. It's like socially acceptable bulimia. You know, but I didn't know how to go about like choosing the surgeon, so I was like shopping for the right person. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go with the person who did surgery on a celebrity that's still alive. So I went with Al Roker. And I thought it was a good choice, you know. And we meet for the consultation. At the end, she shakes my hand. She's like, "Don't worry, in a few months you're gonna look just like Al." A middle-aged bald black man? Thanks. But people have really, they say the craziest things to me about the surgery. I told my grandmother about it first, and I was like, I didn't really know if she knew what it was or what, exactly what was going on. So I was like, listen, I'm gonna have a surgery that's gonna benefit me. It's gonna make me healthy and make me happy. She's like, Amy, are you having a sex change? I'm like, listen, I don't really want to get rid of it. I just want to be able to see it. That's all. And then I told my mother about it, and the first thing she said to me is, she's like, so when you're thin, are you gonna go back to dating men? Right, because the less carbs I eat, the more dick I crave. Thank you guys so much. My name is Amy.
Amy Beckerman, everybody.